Hello and welcome to the Pretty Good Gaming Daily Triple, your new no-shit gaming news video with 3 news stories in one video and 0 faff. If Blizzard thought that the Diablo Immortal announcement disaster or the Blitzchung Free Hong Kong drama was enough controversy for one company, they'd be wrong. Warcraft 3 Reforged is Blizzard's newest game and is a remaster of the original 2002 Warcraft 3, and it released last week. You may well have already heard about it. The game has been received so negatively that it's now become the worst user-rated game ever on website Metacritic. The game hit an all-time low of 0.5 user score over the weekend, with a total of over 21,000 users scoring the game at the time of recording. Comically, the game which previously held the bottom spot was Day One Gary's Incident, which held a score of 0.4 until just recently, when out of the blue, it inexplicably received a bunch of 10 out of 10 reviews. Funny that. The problems with Warcraft 3 Reforged are multifold, with people complaining that firstly, the original Warcraft 3 game from 2002 is automatically updated to the new remaster version. This forced players of the classic game, which was only 2 GB in size, to download a whopping 30 GB of additional data for the Reforged version. That's 15 times the size of the original game. And in the process, Blizzard basically deleted classic Warcraft 3 and imposed this change onto the players whether they liked it or not. The new version lacks many social features which were present in the old version, such as clan support and ladders, making the new version inferior for many fans of the original. Blizzard also updated the EULA agreement, which now sees them claiming ownership of all Warcraft 3 Reforged user-created custom games, which means if you make anything at all in Warcraft 3 Reforged, Blizzard owns it and can legally make money from it without crediting you or asking for your permission. This is a moronic move by Blizzard, which will undoubtedly see users just decide not to make any content for the game whatsoever, rather than see their work get exploited for profit by a multi-billion-dollar company. And this all comes after the game Dota was created from Warcraft 3, which was later picked up by Valve, who then spawned Dota 2 out of it and went on to make a shitload of money off of it. So it's now the fans paying the price for that by giving up all rights to user-generated content because Blizzard are greedy, basically. The Reforged version has also been criticised for not including many visual upgrades shown in the 2018 pre-release version, with cutscenes being changed for the worse, despite the game being touted as a complete reimagining. One person pointed out that some of the textures were better in the older version, with also some shader and lighting elements not making it into the final version either. This whole controversy and the review bombing has cemented the fact that the once beloved development team Blizzard, through their actions over the last couple of years, have now completely lost the goodwill of the players. And this despite a huge apology at the beginning of BlizzCon 2019, promising that they would do better following the Blitzchung incident in October. And this was where they reprimanded a Hearthstone competition winner, stripping him of his winnings and initially banning him for 12 months for expressing pro-Hong Kong views during a post-match interview. At the time, we felt that the BlizzCon apology was just empty words, since there seemed to be very little substance to them. And I guess we were proven right. One of Blizzard's mission statement is that every voice matters. And if it really believes that statement to be true, after seeing over 20,000 negative user reviews on Metacritic, Blizzard should probably already be drafting another apology. And next up, Steam has more players than ever, or rather, more players not playing games than ever. Steam hit a new record of concurrent online users yesterday. The new record is 18,801,944 users. That's up around 300,000 from the previous record set 2 years ago in January 2018. Strangely, this time less players were actually in-game, with only 5.8 million players playing against the 7 million playing 2 years ago. In 2018, it was the staggering popularity of the now almost forgotten about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds which elevated those numbers. The fact that only around 31% of players were in-game when this new record was set, meaning 13 million players were AFK at the time, takes a little shine off of the achievement. If anything, it only really shows that more people than ever have Steam set to launch with Windows, and or that more people have Steam running while they are busy not playing Steam games. The headlines "Steam sets a new record for most AFK players ever" doesn't quite have the same ring to it. And since the old world record was set in 2018, we've seen the rise in popularity of Fortnite taking the PUBG crown as the biggest battle royale game on the planet, Fortnite not being on Steam, and we've also seen the rise of Epic Games Store as a rival to Steam in the PC gaming marketplace. In a connected story, Valve is apparently hiring a bunch of academics to help make their games. It's looking for a psychologist to help increase its understanding of, quote, human behavior and about the motivations and influences underlying how and why people do what they do, which sounds terrifying. Even more terrifying is that it's also hiring a statistician to, quote, explain past behavior and predict future behaviors across all Valve products. Okay. And even worse, they're hiring an economist to develop, quote, economic models to identify what leads to fun and rewards experiences in games and on Steam. So it wants an economist, as in someone who looks at how money is being spent so that it can identify fun rewards. Now, is it just me, or does that sound a lot like surprise mechanics? Now, if I were a gambling man, which I actually am now thanks to the gaming industry, I would bet that they're now looking for other ways to monetize our fun. Now that loot boxes are pretty much dead, they're looking for an expert to come up with more ways of taking money from us while we're busy playing games. Now, I have a crazy idea, Valve. How about you spend more money hiring people to actually make decent games to begin with? You know, considering you just set a new record for the most AFK players ever. Now, you do a lot of walking around in Death Stranding, but one guy decided that there wasn't enough walking around and what the game actually needs more of is walking, like real life walking. Electrical engineer and YouTuber Alan Pan usually comes up with some crazy stuff over on his channel, but even this one is loopy by his standards. Pan describes Death Stranding as, quote,
objectively not a good game, and yet I've still put like a solid 50 or 60 hours into it.
And that isn't even the most ridiculous part of this story. Alan Pan decided to hook up a treadmill to his PlayStation controller, you know, so that he could channel the inner Norman Reedus and control walking and running in the game. So when he walks, Sam Porter Bridges walks. Genius. When he first got the thing working, well, let's just say he got a little too excited.
Oh, all right, stop walking, oh, God, oh, the humanity, no, Jesus, no, stop falling.
Undeterred, he then subjected his friends to the experience, one of whom described the contraption as a torture device. Still, for fitness fanatics who do like to work out while grinding their games, yeah, this is still pretty crazy, to be honest. So there you have it. If you enjoyed this new No Shit Gaming news format, hit a like on the video to give it a boost in the algorithm. Hit subscribe and the bell button if you want to be notified when we release these videos in future. Why not toss a coin to your YouTuber over at patreon.com/prettygoodgaming. I've been Gareth Evans. That's it for today. Bye for now. If Blizzard decided that the Diablo Immortal announcement disaster... If Blizzard decided that the Diablo Immortal announcement disaster and the Blitzchung Free Hong Kong drama... Some tongue twisters right there. If Blizzard decided that the Diablo Immortal